Hello everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how I put together this beautiful dream catcher. You can make your own doily using my other video. That link is in the description box. Thank you so much for watching and let's get started! You can use lots of different found items for your dream catcher. Today I'm using some feathers that I got from the craft store. I'm also using some of the thread that I made my doily out of. And I'm also using some cotton yarn. I need some thread to sew on the feathers and beads. I'm also using a few different kinds of ribbon here. You'll also need a pair of scissors to cut your thread and your yarn. For the hoop, I'm just using the innards of this embroidery hoop. As you see, this is the outer part, and there's the inner part. To begin, I'm going to attach my doily to the ring. I've just got a yarn needle with some of the thread that I made the doily out of, and I'm going to go ahead and make a knot through this first shell right here. It could be any shell along your doily, it doesn't matter. I'm just threading it right through the middle, like that, and I'm going to make a simple knot, just like this. You can see from this side, that's how it looks. Now I'm going to do this with each shell all the way around. But I'm gonna, let's see. So I'm gonna go from the back side like this, and I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna go through this shell, the next shell. And this is what it looks like on this side. And I'm going to take my needle, go through that loop right there. And this will kind of create a knot. And that's what it looks like on this side. Okay, and I'm going to do that again. I'm going to kind of hold on to this part of the thread if I can, to just hold it there. I'm going to go into the next shell from the back side and to front. Coming to the front, there's that loop again. I'm going to take my needle and pass it through the loop. It keeps getting caught on stuff. I've got a lot of thread here. All right. So this is what it's looking like on the top again. And again. So I'm going to go from the back to the front, holding onto that yarn. Passing my needle through that loop on top. And I'm going to continue this all the way around. I will show you what it looks like in just a minute. Okay, this is what it looks like all on the hoop. And as you see, this is what it looks like. When I got to the end, I just knotted it back onto itself. So I just have one knot, but if you have more than one, it's not going to make much of a difference. You can also see that sometimes these aren't very even, like in between, but you can almost just push the yarn a little bit on the hoop, and it straightens everything out. The next thing I do is cut a whole bunch of ribbon. And with this ribbon, I went to 54 inches. I also like to cut 2 to 4 of each. I like to do even numbers, like if I'm gonna do one color on one side, I like to do one color on the other. And when we attach our ribbon, we're gonna work from whichever piece you want to do the middle. I'm gonna be working over that knot with my ribbon, so right here. So that's gonna be my center, sort of like this. And I'll be working through these spaces right here. And I'm going to be hanging the ribbon out from there. The ribbon is basically one long piece, and I folded it in half to create a loop on one side. We're going to then take that loop, and there's that knot. I'm going to pass it through the space right here. There's the loop again, and I'm going to put the tails through the loops, pull up, And there it's fastened. I'm going to do that with all of my ribbon and string, and then we can go from there. I added a little ribbon on top of my dream catcher to hang it, and the bottom ribbons I think I just made a little bit too long. I would probably suggest making them more like maybe 45 inches instead of 54 inches. As you see, they just go and go and go. I'm going to definitely trim off some of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will show you the next step. There it is, all trimmed up. I think it looks much better. Next step is to add some beads. So I've started working on the beads, and I really like leaving the dream catcher hanging while I work on the beads, because then once it is hung, all the beads hang where they're supposed to. So right here, I've just taken my yarn needle and I've threaded it through one of the pieces of yarn that I added to my dream catcher. I then threaded it through the bead, and as you see right here, I just put a little knot. The bead is actually still movable. I'm going to go ahead and thread another bead on and do the same thing. Place a knot underneath it so that it can't slide down further. I have one bead strand complete. I just love these long beads for the base. And after I do all the beads that I want on it, I'm going to go ahead and add feathers. Okay, so I've added a few feathers, and I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how I'm doing this. These feathers on the ends of the ribbon are just sewn on with needle and thread. So I've got my small needle here and a little bit of thread. And I'm going to choose my ribbon. I then take the feather and I put it on top of the ribbon, like this. I take my needle and thread and sew from the back forward. And I'm actually putting the needle right through the middle of the feather. And then I'm going down the side of it, around the back to the other side, looping the thread over the front of it. And I'm just going to do this a few times. Then I will knot it off, and I can show you how I'm attaching these side feathers. Alright, these side feathers are a little bit different. I have knotted the end of my thread here, and I then put the needle through the feather by itself. Just enough, just gently pull it because your knot will come through. Then I'm taking this end of thread and I'm wrapping it around the end of the feather, and then running my needle up through the thread again, tightening it down. So then it's kind of wrapped like that. And then just simply taking my needle and thread and loosely attaching it to this side yarn right here. This is what it looks like when it's all finished. As you see, it's kind of just loosely hanging from the dream catcher. My dream catcher is all finished. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and commenting. Please make sure to share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!